the Millionaire Imprint for Women. This empowering radio show is about imprinting wealth for women, inspiring women of all ages to heal their karmic debts, to transcend the shame of poverty consciousness that women have lived with for centuries. It's time for women, for you to have a new relationship with money, to be smart with your money, to invest, to save, and to watch your money grow as you build your new empire, leaving legacies that you're proud of. Join Marty, Michelle, and Kornelia Fridays from 1 to 2 on the Kornelia Stephanie Show at Transformation Talk Radio. Are you in?
Yes, I'm in, and so is my guest today, my very special guest, Nina Hall Curtis. She is an award-winning hairstylist, and she's talking about creating passive income from behind the chair. The topic of today's show is changing your mindset and leveraging your skills over your opposition. Success is built on creativity and foundation. It's yin, it's yang, seeing that most stylist. And so Nina is going to be a game changer on the planet. She is doing extraordinary things. She's empowering and inspiring people all over the place. And I'm so honored to have her on the show today because it fits perfectly well with the Millionaire Imprint for Women on this show about changing your mindset, right? It's changing your mindset. So let me tell you a little bit about Nina. She was born and raised in the nation's capital. And Nina began honing her skills as a hairstylist early on for friends in her family and her parents' home at the age of 16. She was inspired by her mother, and she attended hair school after graduating high school. Her monk hair styles by Nina Sky is well known on the East Coast as the weave, the cut, and the color female fatale. Her accolades include Colorist of the Year, New Salon of the Year, and Salon Stage Presentation, just to name a few. A style by Nina Sky is edgy, rocker, rebellious, and forward-thinking. Nina's innate ability to think outside the box has landed her the opportunity to showcase her talents in numerous award-winning salons. Realizing there wasn't ample opportunities for stylists to earn passive income from behind the chair, she vowed to create a new blueprint, which is so perfect for our show today. Now a business development strategist, author, she's on a mission. She is on a mission to educate and mentor hairstylists on how to generate passive income while staying passionate about what they love. In her book, The Millionaire Guide for Hair and Beauty Salons, you will learn key strategies on how to create leverage from behind the chair. Welcome to the show, Nina.
Hi, Miss Kornelia. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, Carter, can you hear Nina okay?
Getting a little feedback, but I'm trying to adjust it.
Okay. And then I also don't see her visible. Is Nina, are you?
I think once she, hold on.
Okay, so we've got a few technical difficulties here. I'm going to let these guys work this out while we find out what's going on. So it's really exciting. Are you there, Nina?
I'm going to do it from my phone. I think it's something with my video on my computer. I apologize. So I'm going to do it from my phone. Can you see me? I'm about to set my phone up.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah, that's fine. That happens. We experience technical difficulties, but we move beyond it.
Yes.
We stay with it. We stay with the program and we move beyond it, right?
Okay.
There
You're
you
frozen
are.
up. Okay, you can see me?
Can see you. You're shining like a star. You're shining like a star and you're looking good and I can hear you well. And so welcome to the Millionaire Imprint for Women. you're the perfect guest today to have on the show because of what you're doing out there in the world and how you're changing your story and empowering other women to do the same. So, Nina, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, I want to find out about your expertise beyond. How did you develop your expertise? And so I have a special reason why I'm asking you this question, because I saw something where you recently wrote that you can remember years ago. Tell us about that story.
Yes, absolutely. I remember years ago, probably about 14, 15 years ago, being in some of my girlfriend's basement, and we were getting turned up. And even in that moment, I was still, telling them, you guys should open up a salon, and we should all work there. I didn't have much business savvy experience, I would say. So it was just me telling them what they should do, not really what I should do. And I was just saying, we could be shareholders and probably have stock in the company. You all could, train and do classes. And this was before like Instagram and everything like that was really, really popping the way it is today. It was before I had read any business books or anything about the financial system or anything. It was just me I'm assuming being a business development strategist before I knew I was one, just telling them about doing classes and mentoring up and coming nail techs and stylists and things like that. And I promise you, Miss Kornelia, it just totally like went over their head. I was just like, I don't want to own my own salon. I just want to come to work. I just want to make my money. I want to go home. But I was telling them all these different ideas, and they was just looking at me like I was crazy. And now today, social media is here, and everyone's doing classes and they're mentoring and all of those things that I was speaking about like 15 years ago. And I thought that was kind of like amazing that now here I am today and where I was back then. And back then I was just, a young hairstylist, just, doing hair.
Yeah, I think you were already you already had the fever. You already had the fever, right? You already had the fever. You were already like almost like projecting the energy into the future of like, hey, this is what you all should do, when it was really what you should be doing.
Absolutely.
Right? What you should be doing and what you are doing today. So, I mean, and like you said, your mother was the one that inspired you to go to hair school, right? And then since that time, you have really taken it, I mean, beyond the school of just being a hairstylist. Now you've pulled it into developing a business, writing a book, and so many things. It's so inspiring, Nina, that I want to find out a little bit more about why you, and why you vowed, to yourself to create this blueprint. What was that about for you?
Well, I expected, honestly, for stylists who have been in the industry for a while to, reach behind and pull up and coming stylists up like myself. And I just couldn't find that. I couldn't find that anywhere. So I started to pave my own way to create, my own lane. And in doing that, I started, training under millionaires. I started working with millionaires. I started learning about the economy, learning about business, learning about financing, or the financial system, and how it affects the beauty industry. I started to see a lot of, external people come into our industry and start to capitalize off of us. I noticed that more in the urban community, we didn't own like any franchises as far as hair salons, like Paul Mitchell or Veda, things that were more tailored to us, locations that was more tailored to us and the styles that we would wear. I looked in hair books. I read everything. I researched everything, and I couldn't find anything. So just working with millionaires, and I've mentored millionaires. I've trained millionaires. I've been inspired by millionaires. I've been surrounded by millionaires. So it just kind of led me to start to interview them and ask questions, and they would give me great feedback. I would research. I joined different programs with the Small Business Administration, and I just started to become certified in different areas for myself, to say, I wanted to create a path where stylists can go through me and find out exactly what they would need to do in order to earn passive income from behind a chair. I teamed up with different individuals, from financial management to customer acquisition representatives, to training representatives, a business manager, like all of those things, just to kind of build my team to be able to offer stylists more of a way out, from behind the chair. A lot of us work a lot of years, and we don't have retirement. We don't have the financial backing to put our kids through college, or some stylists don't have life insurance policies. I've seen a lot of my friends pass away, and we would do like GoFundMe's or have to collect money for them. And honestly, hairstylists, they make really good money, and it's just about what they do with that money. And that's basically where I want to come in and try to help them along the way, to have some type of cushion for once they ready to retire, or they can't, work anymore, that they will still be able to have some type of financial freedom on their own, that they can supplement their income when they're not doing hair.
That's so powerful. That is such a courageous, beautiful mission and vision of what you are living out. And the women that you're helping, and the role model that you're being to so many people, and showing them what's possible, because you educated yourself. You didn't, you were like, there's got to be another way, and you said it. Hairdressers make good money, but there is no retirement. There is no cushion. And so that is part of that was part of your pain spot, right? And
Absolutely.
isn't it always, when we can address our own pain spot, what is the pain spot? And that's the part that we can then transform, make it better, and help other people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's really what it's about. It's unfortunate that we don't have a lot of that across, multiple industries. And I just wanted to change that. I wanted to create a different narrative for us to be able to, take care of ourselves and take care of our families the way that we truly want to, and stop, sacrificing our bodies behind a chair, and all to look up, 30, 40 years later and not have anything to really show for it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you love doing hair, Nina?
I love doing hair. It's crazy because I wouldn't have thought that I would have been a hairstylist. I wanted to be an electrician growing up.
Wow.
And, and my path just led me to hair. And I absolutely love it. I love dealing with women who, they come in feeling one way or looking one way. And then, I've had people cry in my chair, and I've done amazing transformations in my chair. And it's very, very empowering to hear some of the women's stories, and then be able to, redirect their energy to more of a positive place.
Yeah, I think what is it that I've read once, that hairdressers are actually counselors.
It's true.
They're
It's
like,
really true.
hairdressers are like counselors, and they're like, they're like the bartenders, because when you go in, you help them not only transform them on the outside, but also on the inside. So they're kind of like getting a double dose. And when they
Absolutely.
you, they're also going to get a business dose, because you're going to make sure that they have a legacy that they can build, and that they have funds in the bank, that they start thinking about their financial future instead of just right now, so that they're not caught, um, you know, um, when life happens, because it does, right?
Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing, being prepared.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to take a quick break on the Kornelia Stephanie Show. We're going to be right back with Nina and talk some more about how to create passive income from behind the chair. Okay, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Janet Hickox, and I want to tell you a little story about a story and how my friend Kornelia Stephanie helped me through to the other end of that story. I have gone from the dark of a story I was telling myself that wasn't true to the light of optimism to see my way out of where I was and to where I want to go. And it all started with her scheduling a session for me to help me reclaim my money or my financial empowerment. Up until that point, I had been telling the story that my business was dying, that my business was not successful anymore. And the more I tried to figure out what was going on, the worse I felt about it. And when I had to get ready to do the session with Kornelia, she asked me to go look at the numbers and where I was through the year to date, and then also to come prepared with a number that I wanted to raise my income to. Well, I was quite comfortable with that part, right? I knew where I wanted to be. What I wasn't comfortable with doing is going and looking up those numbers, but I made myself do it, even though I tried to backpedal my way out of the session. She didn't know that, but I was going to try to get myself out of the session. And I looked up those numbers, and it was incredible that I discovered through that process that my business wasn't dying. In fact, I was doing 12% better than I had the year before. So I was shocked. I was shocked literally at the power of the story that I had been telling for months. But more than that, I was shocked that I had allowed myself to get there. And later in that day when I had my session with Kornelia, she pointed out some very obvious things like, how are you going to get where you want to go if you don't know where you want to go? How are you going to get there if you don't have the goals written out, if you don't have it set up so that you know where you are and where you're going to go? Totally makes sense, right? I had been in business, somebody else's business, as a sales manager for years, and I was a national sales manager. I had awards for sales management. I had business awards because of numbers. And yet when it came to doing my own business, I totally forgot all that I'd ever learned. So by the time Kornelia, working with me in just one session, got me to look deeper at the numbers and where did I want to go, and actually, claiming where I wanted to go, I was filled with a sense of optimism and hope like you can't believe. It was like everything shifted for me. And I am so looking forward to our continued sessions to see how far I can really push myself to get where I've only dreamed of being, where I've never taken the dream and actually brought it into concrete existence. So thank you, Kornelia, for the work that you're doing out there. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to see where I go from here.
Welcome back to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, the Millionaire Imprint for Women. My very special guest today, Nina Hall Curtis. She is blowing the top off and she is showing us how it's done. And so she wrote a book, and the book is going to come out in, I think you said July during the break, right, Nina?
Yes, ma'am. July 26th, Miss Cornelia. I'm doing that in honor of my mother who passed away July 26, 1999. So it will be officially 20 years to that day. And that's the day that I've chosen to release the book.
Wonderful. And what is the name of the book?
The name of the book is The Millionaire Guide for Hair and Beauty Salons, Key Strategies to Becoming a Sheer Millionaire.
Wonderful. And that is a chosen blueprint. You are choosing
Yes.
that blueprint. You certainly weren't born into a millionaire. You weren't born a millionaire, but you are definitely choosing that road for yourself because you know you can, and because you empowered yourself. And so now that's your mission, and also your core pitch. Your core pitch, because you're also going to be going on public television where you're going to be pitched and you're going to be sharing your gifts and all of that. Tell us about what is your core pitch.
My core pitch, I am Nina Hall Curtis, better known as Nina Sky on the East Coast. And I am a business development strategist for hairstylists looking to earn a 7-figure income from behind the chair. Most of them have, honestly, they just didn't know how to keep it. And that's basically what I want to help them to start doing, start investing more, learning about money, learning about the importance of saving, creating different opportunities for themselves from behind the chair. Like, doing hair is a very amazing thing. However, it literally takes more than just styling hair to run and operate a business, especially if you want to set yourself up for when you retire. And like I said, most stylists, hairstylists, they just don't know how to set themselves up for success after they're no longer styling hair. And I just want to change that.
That's wonderful. That's so wonderful. Let's tell the audience where they can sign up to get your book that's going to be released in July. Let's tell them the name of your website.
Yes, the name of my website is www.hairchroniclesstudio.com. And you can pre-order the book right now. It's on pre-order on my website. You can actually subscribe to for a live Q&A. You can ask us any questions, either it's me or someone from my team, depending on what your questions are. I'm more of a visionary. So if it's something dealing with financial management and things like that, we would refer you to our accountant that has over 20-something years in the industry as far as accounting is concerned. Let me see. And yeah. So you can find the book there. You can subscribe to the Millionaire Guide Club, and we will just basically give you different coaches. You will receive newsletters. You will receive information that others just would not be privy to unless they are subscribed to our Millionaire Guide.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, and you're also available for private sessions, right?
I am. We will be releasing dates soon to do a book tour. Yay! I'm very, very excited about that. My manager, she's literally starting the process on reaching out to different beauty schools and hair salons. Some people work in studios, so we can do private sessions and consultations of that nature. And if you're interested, you can absolutely, again, subscribe or shoot us an email at, Nina Sky at hairchroniclesstudio.com, and we will definitely reply and get back to you. But I'm definitely interested in doing more book tours and talking about the book, because a lot of people just aren't privy to that information and they just can't find it anywhere. It's a lot of stylists and salons that's really struggling financially, and they just need our help, and we're here. We just need you to reach out.
Yes, absolutely. You just have to say, yes, I want to change my life, and know it's possible to be able to do it. And I love, Nina, that you're bringing this out into the, into the world, but also into the African American community, to really empower the women there with that women are smart with money. That women are smart with money, that just because that they haven't had a great relationship with money, but that they certainly can be educated, and that they can be smart with money, because really this is all part of our new feminine leadership now. Is we really have to step up and step boldly into the blueprints of our creation, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very important. And like you said, a lot of stylists are struggling in the African American community because they just don't know how to operate a business from the operational standpoint. You know, they're more creative, you know, they are very talented, they're very skilled, but you have to incorporate the business side of that as well. And sometimes that's hard when you don't know. You know, it's almost like, you know, if you knew better, you do better. And a lot of stylists have to start focusing on the business side of things if they want to stay afloat and if they want to stay relevant in our industry.
Yeah. And can you imagine, you know, like the women that you're helping? And then what about the young girls? What about the young women that were like, you know, as young as you were when you were influenced, you know, by your mom, when they actually can start young from a place of learning about financial literacy and learning about, you know, business and learning about that it doesn't just have to be one way, and they really don't have to struggle, that there is more than one way, so that you're really busting and changing all kinds of paradigms with your mission and with your speaking engagements and with your book tours that people can follow you on. But again, I just see that the young women of today can be influenced in such a positive way by role models like you.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, you have to begin to change your mindset if you want to change your bank account. You know, that's honestly what I say. Because again, you know, we're taught one way. You know, we're taught, you know, save a certain percentage of your money, maybe invest a certain percentage of your money, and you know, in 50 years, you know, you'll be a millionaire or you'll have money for a rainy day. But then when that rainy day comes, you have to pull that money out. And if that money isn't growing, then unfortunately, as you deplete that money, you know, use that money, is depleting that account. And how do you recoup that money? And so what I want to help them with is to understand, again, you have to do more than just the bare minimum. You have to think bigger. You have to almost just reinvent yourself and make little sacrifices today so you can have more you know, live the awesome life that you would like to live, you know, go on those vacations and take those trips and do things with your kids and not have to work as hard, and maybe not work as long as 40 or 50 years behind a chair, you know, or leave your industry and then have to go work in an industry that you're unfamiliar with, all because you have to pay your bills. So it's just starting today and putting those little nest eggs aside so you can grow and actually have something to look forward to when that time does come.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So what are some of the practical, you know, what would be the 7-figure income, Nina?
How would you achieve? I mean, you can achieve, you know, 7 figures in plenty of ways. One way I would definitely say is to start to look at yourself from more of a specialty standpoint. You know, if you can find a way to specialize yourself or become an expert yourself in your field, that would definitely propel you a lot further in your industry. You know, you can meet and work with people and grow that way. You can definitely start to invest your money more. You know, $500 a month is $6,000 a year, which ultimately at the end of 10 years could put you almost in that millionaire status, depending on what you invest your money in and how you invest. And again, most of us, we can make $500 in a day, and we eat $500, you know, a month. And so just making those small changes daily can really help you to start to capitalize on yourself instead of allowing someone else to capitalize on you.
Yeah, and I love that. It's like making those little sacrifices of what it is that you need to do, and not be frightened by it, right? Because don't you think that a lot of people, you know, they just don't know where to start, and some of them are overwhelmed and they just don't know where to begin. But like talking to somebody like you, reaching out to somebody like you that also started somewhere, and that, you know, you're going to help people with being initially being able to take that first step, and that is okay.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That and that's the important part, taking the first step. admitting that you need help, because you can't do it all on your own. You really need a team. And if you don't have a team, then you need to hire a team that can help you get a team. And that's really what it is. It's just about investing your money in the right places, and doing what you need to do with your money so your money can work for you instead of you working for it.
With that, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
My name's Bob Skeel. I'm 91 years old, and I want to take a few minutes now to share with you the important role, actually the critical role, Kornelia has played in my life. I say critical because I'm not sure I'd be alive at all to the many possibilities that make up our human experience at my age, if not for her. I could have easily become another dead man walking, only half conscious, stumbling through my remaining years, if it hadn't been for Kornelia. 6 years ago, I lost my wife to Alzheimer's. We'd been married for 61 years. I never thought I'd be a widower, but there I was, suddenly lost and alone, but with the good sense to set a working goal for myself. I was going to spend the rest of my life committed to unconditional love, whatever that meant and wherever that took me. A year or so later, Kornelia came along, helping me over several years to focus that unconditional love where it had never been focused before, on me. My whole life, my entire being had been focused on love of neighbor, and I had derived great satisfaction from that. But in the process, I had ignored the second part. I love your neighbor as yourself. Now it was time to direct that love inward. I didn't see that right away, but Kornelia did, and she drew me there. She drew me actually to God. Through many conversations over coffee and after numerous, sometimes tearful, agonizing discussions, Kornelia was able to lead me, kicking and screaming, to within where I needed to be. It was there finally that I was able to re-identify myself. It was in bringing unconditional love to myself that I now saw myself in a new light, a fully conscious, worthy human being, capable of healing, loving, and creating in my own right all these gifts of the evolutionary process. I'm a new man now, younger as I get older. I don't move as fast as I once did, of course, but my smile is quicker, and I engage the heart and mind of others more readily. I would likely not be at such a wonderful stage in my life if not for Kornelia. I owe my new life to her, a wonderful friend, and a constant source of inspiration. Thank you, Kornelia.
Welcome back to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. I was talking with Nina on the break, and I said to her, so you are a millionaire in creation. And you said?
Yes, absolutely. And I said, just with the amount of money that I've paid out over the course of my career, it definitely puts me in a millionaire, I guess bracket, for lack of a better word. And, that's a lot of stylists. We pay out a lot in booth rent a year. We pay out a lot when we work for companies that take 50%, some places more, in commission. And then when you do, taxes and things like that, it's just kind of like you have nothing left for yourself. And it's just like we're working all of these hours and sacrificing our bodies to allow somebody else to capitalize off of us. And that is definitely what I want to change. I want to keep my money, and I want to show other people how to keep their money as well, instead of working in, all of these hours and standing for, sometimes we're on our feet 13 hours a day. Sometimes we're barely even eating to take care of ourselves the way that we should, balance meals and things like that from, just in the course of a work day. And to do all of that and then to look at your check or to see what you've brought home and to just not be happy about it, or not to be able to take care of your family the way that you should be able to, is disheartening. And it's like, how can we change that? And we have to change it ourselves, because they're not going to help you change it. You know, you're paying them. So why would they help you grow in your career? You know, I just left a company that I worked for, and when I wanted to start to do my own thing and started to build the Hair Chronicles studio for stylists, you know, they gave me a choice. You know, either I had to stop chasing my dream, or I couldn't no longer work there. And so I had to stop working there. And I mean, and I made them good money, but that wasn't good enough. It's almost like, well, if you want to do your thing, then you can't work here. And it's just unfortunate that that's what we're presented with when we're the talent. You know, we're the stars. You know, the clients come to see us, and to not be able to follow your dreams and have that support from a company that you're making, you know, thousands of dollars a year for, is almost, it's just ridiculous, you know. And so it's like, we don't have to take that. You know, we need to take back our industry, and we need to learn the back end of things, so we can again work for ourselves the way that we wanted to work for ourselves since the beginning.
That's beautiful. That's so well said. You said this so well. By learning the back end, and again, is claiming your power, claiming your authority. And what I heard you say is not giving up on your dream just because, you know, the place where you were working before, it wasn't in alignment anymore. You weren't being valued the way you deserve to be valued. You weren't being honored the way that you want to be honored. And so now it was time really to go out on your own. And what you're saying to everyone else is for them to not give up on their dream, for them to be empowered and educate themselves, and that set up the lifestyle that they want to live. And you and I were talking in the break that, you know, you are choosing your own millionaire blueprint now, and you're a millionaire in creation, as am I, and as are all the guests and co-hosts that I brought on the Millionaire Imprint. We're just talking about it openly, authentically, sharing our path, you know, because it's not easy to you know, stay true to this process, because you will have to deal with so many different challenges that come up. But that is the whole point, is not to give up on your vision and stay true to it, and you will succeed once you have that right mindset.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And too many of us give up on our dreams. We feel like it's too hard, or, you know, it's so far-fetched, or no one's going to support me, or, you know, and maybe this is ridiculous. My mom said I couldn't do it. You know, my dad said I couldn't do it, and things like that. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to be the change that you want to see. You know, a lot of millionaires were told that they were crazy, that it would not work, you know, this is ridiculous, you need to just toss it out. And, you know, and now today, you know, we have light. You know, Thomas Edison tried to get the light bulb to work, what, like 10,000 times, you know. And all that is just ways to say, okay, that way didn't work, so let me eliminate that and try something else. And you have to go after what you really, really want. You know, I tell my nieces and nephews all the time, you know, the world is not going to pacify you. You know, the world isn't going to give you anything. Anything that you want in this life, you have to earn, and you have to be willing to go out there and make certain sacrifices to obtain it. And if you don't, you know, then you're stuck with, you know, whatever the world decides to throw at you. So if you're not investing in yourself, and if you're not supporting yourself, and if you're not believing in yourself, how do you expect other people to do that? And that's what I want to change. I want to empower all hairstylists, you know, whether Black, white, Indian, Asian, all hairstylists and all people in our beauty industry to really, really take a step back and think about what they really, you know, what they truly want in this industry and what they really want in their life, and then decide to make that choice and go after it.
Good God, you're on fire. You're on fire with what you're saying. It's so true. It's so true, Nina. I love what you're talking about. You have to stay true to the vision. You have to be the one that's not going to give up. You have to be the one that says, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to go after this because this is my life and this is what I want. One of the things that I wanted to bring up with you right now is that you said this, and that is to have support. You have a team. So, you start with finding somebody that supports you. You start with finding somebody that believes in you, and you start building a team, right? So tell us about your support team, Nina. Tell us about who that team is.
I have, amazing, amazing, amazing people that I work with. From my business manager, who, I'm sure I stress her out on a day-to-day basis, but she comes highly qualified. She works with some of the top companies in her industry and her field. She's from the more on the tech side. My financial management, she works with auditing, risk management, financial management. She's an account specialist. She has so many acronyms behind her name. I can't even remember all of them. She comes highly qualified with over 20-something years of experience. We have our customer acquisition coach who specializes in, helping to build the culture in your salon and dealing with your customers and helping you to see the value that you can create just by marketing and advertising a particular way. We have our expert interior design. She's trained under celebrity interior designers who specializes in decorating, for millionaires. And she has over, 15 years of experience. And then we have our, what did I forget? Oh, our trainer. She is an experienced trainer. She has over 26 years of experience in dealing with training a team, interviewing a team, putting together a team, and all of those things. And then you have me. I'm more of the visionary. I'm more of the one who sits down and listens to your problems and see where, your weaknesses are or your strengths are. And then I tell you how to either capitalize on your strengths and what areas you need to focus on to bring it up to par, whether it's, your salon, whether it's your team, whether it's your operating system, whether it's your marketing, and we just kind of bring all of that together and we figure out a strategy that will work for you. So if it's something dealing with finance, you wouldn't talk to me. You would talk to our financial manager, and she would assist you in that area. So it's different steps and different people that you would talk to when dealing with the Hair Chronicles Studio. So it's not just me, I'm just a visionary, that's the role I play. I'm like I say, the business development strategist that will help you pave the way to your next step.
That's so awesome that you have such a creative team, that you have such a powerful team, and that what happens when you surround yourself with people that are high caliber, high quality, that are just as devoted to the vision and the dream as you are, and that you guys support and strengthen strengthen each other. And that in itself is going to be able to ripple out and help so many other people. So it's wonderful that you created this for yourself, and now you're able to, make those tools available for other people. And I love how you broke it down, Nina, that you sit down and you listen, and then you help identify where the person could use the best help. So you offered free gifts for our listeners today. I want to be able to let the listeners know where to get the free gifts, how to get them, and then we're going to take our last break.
Yes, absolutely. I am offering, free gifts, and you can go to our website, www.hairchroniclesstudio, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do the free gift yet. However, I don't really want to say, but because I don't want people to be, just to say to get the free gift, why they want the free gift. But I will say it will be something nice, And you can go to our website, www.hairchroniclesstudio, and just leave us your name, tell us your story, and what made you reach out to us, and we will select. I'm going to do 5 winners to receive some gifts from the Hair Chronicle Studio, and we will contact you to make sure that you receive your gift.
Good. Now, is that on your website? Is there a place where people can fill out the information? Because from my experience is that people need it really easy, Nina.
Yes.
They need it easy to be able to get it.
Yes, if it's absolutely on my homepage. You can scroll down to the bottom. You can just submit your information and just say, again, that you listen to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, and just, again, what inspired you to reach out, and we'll pick, probably the top 5 people with the best stories, and you will get your free gift.
Okay.
Which will probably be, I'll show you. It's Hair Chronicles t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really nice. And it has, again, it's very empowering for women. My mom said, give women their roses while they're alive. So I wanted to make sure I incorporated roses. I did a negative face because we're all one, there's no race, no color. And then you have the queen, and of course you gotta have big hair. So you have your crown because we are queens. And then I'm very spiritual. So I have my cross in the middle of my t-shirt representing, Lord himself. And I call this my armor that I wear, and it's very empowering. I feel strong and protected when I wear this t-shirt. And so this will be the free gift that you will win, or that you will receive.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. I love the crown. I love the queen. I love everything that you put together. And I certainly can feel, Nina, how putting that t-shirt on is going to really make you feel all those things you said, simply because of that's the energy that you put into the creation of that shirt. So it's so beautiful. So thank you so much. We're going to take our last break. We'll be right back on the Kornelia Stephanie Show. We'll be right back. What an exciting show we had, Nina. It is so inspiring to talk to you. What I love about your energy is just how positive you are, and how you're just like no nonsense. It's like, no, this is how we're doing it. This is what we're going to do. You can, you will. And you're changing lives, and you've got a vision, you've got a mission, you've got a team, and there is no way that you're not going to succeed. And I absolutely 100% see you changing lives, helping people over the course of your time right now that you're unfolding with your book coming out. Congratulations on that. And also your mother has got to be smiling all the way, supporting you from on high, right? And supporting her girl. And it's just wonderful what you've accomplished and what you're doing. So I'm just deeply inspired by you. I want to clarify the free gift. How do people access that again?
Yes, I just noticed on my website you can subscribe. However, it isn't a form anymore where you can actually submit, your story and what made you reach out. So I would like to still offer that free gift of the t-shirt to 5 lucky people, just by maybe tagging at Hair Chronicle Studio on Instagram, and just telling us a story, maybe behind the picture, and still why you decided to reach out. And again, that's at Hair Chronicle Studio on Instagram. And we will just select 5 people in their story. And that way, people can actually see everyone who kind of reached out and responded, and maybe read other people's and be inspired. And that way you can actually get your free gift.
Yeah. And then what about even an email? Do you have an email address that you could possibly do that also?
Yes. My email address is Nina Skye, which is spelled NINASKYE, at hairchroniclesstudio.com.
Awesome. So we have like 4 to 5 minutes left. So what is it that you want to leave our audience with today, Nina? Like, you know, we're just beginning to start 2019 now. You know, the winter is almost over. I don't know about you all, but I'm certainly ready for spring. It's we have certainly been snowed in around here in La Conner, Washington, and normally, I mean, we don't have snow. I know there's been a lot of earth changes around for a lot of people. Like I saw a friend who was in Palm Springs, and there were floods where the water wasn't draining. It was snowing in Hawaii. So there's just, people are just like, you know, having to deal with so many changes in the weather. And, you know, here we are now moving into spring. And so what a perfect time to choose your financial wealth, to choose your dream again, to choose your vision again, no matter what, and stay true to your passion. Right, Nina?
Absolutely. You have to. Again, no one's going to give it to you. You know, you have to take it. And what I would like to leave your listeners with is, you know, this book is unlike any other book. You know, I have researched, I've looked, you know, for myself. I'm trying to get that information and just learn from other hairstylists who have been more successful than me. And I couldn't find anything. You know, a lot of the hair books talk about maybe building a clientele, you know, a little bit of marketing, a little bit of advertising, a little bit of, you know, reaching to find your target audience and things like that. However, you really need to learn the business side of things. That's where we struggle and that's where we fail. That's where a lot of our salons close. That's where a lot of our stylists feel the need to step from behind their industry and go work for someone else and do something that, you know, take a job that they hate just because the money is stable. And if you want to change that, you know, you can earn more money working for yourself if you just stay dedicated and learn how to do it the correct way. You know, stop looking at other people and how they're running their business and think that that way is going to work for you. You have to start running your business as a business if you want your business to survive as a business. And that's very, very true. And so many of them don't. You know, I recommend my book to everyone, not just because it's my book, but because I have really, really taken all of the valuable information that I've learned throughout these years, and I've literally put it in a book and given you different strategies on business credit, you know, how to earn passive income from behind a chair, different things that you can do to make sure that you are successful even behind the chair. So I definitely, and I highly recommend my book for everyone, you know, in our industry, definitely hairstylists.
Yeah. And also for the Millionaire Imprint for Women. Nina, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on. I'm inspired by you. Thank you so much for doing the good work that you're doing in the world. I know we're going to see you on TV. We're most likely going to have you on as a co-host on podcasting here on Transformation Talk Radio. We'll see you again soon, and have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. I have enjoyed this. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak and talk to your listeners, and I have enjoyed myself. Thank you.
Thanks, Nina. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks so much for being part of Creating Wealth for All Women. Every Friday, you benefit from the experience of women who share their financial wisdom. This movement is not about accumulating wealth. It's about being paid doing what we love, being able to invest in the things women are passionate about. Our new collective story is Women Are Powerful with Money. Becoming financially literate is the key to your empowerment and financial freedom. For more information, go to KorneliaStephanie.com.